Hey guys, this is Peteonthebeat. This video is going to be the second part of the video how to reduce stress and anxiety. In the previous part, in the first part, I already covered some habit and lifestyle adjustments you can do in order to improve those conditions. In this part, in the second part, I'll mostly talk about the importance of nutrition and how the foods you consume can either improve or worsen those conditions for you. You're probably already familiar with the famous quote, "Food is medicine," and believe it or not, your diet can be one of the most powerful tools you can utilize in order to heal yourself from those conditions. Okay, so with all that being said, guys, I would like to start with the first tip, and the first tip is start following an anti-inflammatory diet. More and more scientific studies nowadays suggest that there is huge correlation between inflammation and brain health. Same studies prove that brain inflammation is the main reason for many mental illnesses, including not only mood and behavioral disorders such as anxiety, panic attacks and depression, but also autism, schizophrenia and dementia. By themselves, rich in good quality food products, keto and paleo diet are both anti-inflammatory. But surprisingly, or maybe not that much for most of us, there are plenty of pure fat, straight ketogenic food products that can also trigger inflammation. So right now, guys, in order to bring more clarity, I will give you a list of things that you really want to stay away from. Sugar, gluten, sunflower and safflower oils, cottonseed and corn oils, GMOs aka genetically modified organisms, processed meats, margarine, soy, dairy excluding grass-fed butter, artificial sweeteners, refined flours, wheat, all kinds of junk foods and alcohol, all kinds of pastas, breads, pizzas and other processed grains, all kinds of chemicals, stabilizers, preservatives and other unknown toxins you have difficulties reading the names of. So my recommendation here is to take your time and very carefully read the labels. Believe it or not, guys, very often simply checking the list of ingredients is not enough. So if there's something on a label you have difficulties reading the name of, I highly encourage you to firstly Google that ingredient, learn about all of the things that that specific ingredient contains on its own, and then you're gonna be able to decide if those things belong in your food, if those things belong to your meals, okay? Probably one of the best things you can do is investing a bit more money and mostly sticking to food products that have at least one organic certification. Also, if possible and whenever is possible, try to mostly stick to locally produced vegetables and meats. So the quality and the kinds of food you consume, guys, is one thing, but another thing that makes a huge difference as well are the preparation methods. What you want to do is to avoid overheating, you also want to avoid frying, and you want to cook with plenty of water, okay? You want to cook with plenty of water. So the next tip that I want to give you guys is to start eating more neuroprotective healthy fats. Okay, start eating more neuroprotective fats. Stick to whole foods that are high in polyunsaturated omega-3s and monounsaturated fats. Avoid omega-6s and also stay away from trans fats by any means. When searching for foods that are high in omega-3s, the meats and the fishes are both great options, but there is one problem. The problem comes from the fact that most of the meats and fishes available in the supermarkets come from animals that are fed with things like corn, soy and other grains. Because of that, their content of omega-3s is drastically reduced and the polyunsaturated fats in them are mostly omega-6s. There are two main types of omega-3s, those are EPA and DHA. EPA stands for eicosapentaenoic acid and DHA stands for docosahexaenoic acid. Both of them are largely found in different types of seafood and especially in some kinds of fatty fishes. Countless number of studies prove that low levels of EPA are strongly associated with large variety of mental and health issues. Those are things like depression, anxiety, dyslexia, heart, bone and joint problems, and even neurodegenerative diseases such as multiple sclerosis, aka MS. On the other hand, in order to develop their brains, nervous system and retina, children need adequate amounts of DHA. Because of that, women have to get enough DHA, especially when becoming pregnant and also during breastfeeding. So right now, guys, I'll give you another list of foods that contain all of the fats that you want in your diet. So those are things like pastured meats like beef, pork, chicken, or even turkey, grass-fed butter and ghee, wild-caught fishes, especially the wild-caught fishes, and the grass-fed beef. You can also do grass-fed bison. You can also do grass-fed lamb, avocados, cold pressed organic olive oil, and whole organic free-range eggs, okay? Not egg whites, but whole organic free-range eggs. So if you need additional amounts of omega-3s, you can also supplement with fish oils and omega-3s. You can also do coconut oil, different forms of MCTs or whatever, but the thing that I would like to recommend you is to be extra cautious when you use coconut oil or different forms of MCTs, because different people respond differently to those types of fats. For example, plenty of people who are already prone to anxiety, they feel like the MCTs actually increase their anxiety on the next day, okay? For me personally, I am very prone to anxiety, and for me specific forms of MCTs work that way. I mean, they increase my anxiety, they increase my panic attacks on the next day, so for the most part I stay away from most types of MCTs. And the last tip that I want to give you guys in this video is to rethink your coffee/caffeine intake. And here I want to make clear that I definitely do not encourage you to stop drinking coffee or to stop eating chocolate above 85%, 99% preferably. I simply want to give you 3 things you can apply in order to be able to drink coffee without getting any of the side effects. So the first thing is properly timing your coffee/caffeine intake. And what I mean by that is, for example, if you feel like drinking coffee after specific hours of the day or during certain hours of the day makes you more stressed out, more overwhelmed, gives you panic attacks, anxiety and all of that stuff, I highly encourage you to stay away from coffee during those hours. We all have different caffeine tolerances to a very big extent, I guess. For me, for example, if I apply all of those things, I can drink coffee throughout the whole day without having any issues. And keep in mind that I am very prone to anxiety, I am very prone to panic attacks and all that stuff. Often I feel stressed out because of the things that I do and all of that. But I do not get any jitters or anxiety because of the coffee, and I drink coffee during the whole day. I can even drink coffee before I go to the bed. But keep in mind that I also drink coffee since I was a 3rd grader, okay? But for many people, drinking coffee or taking caffeine in some other forms after specific hours of the day, for example, during later hours of the day, prevents them from getting into the deepest phases of sleep, and they're not able to get enough high quality sleep. And that of course worsens those conditions for them, so keep that in mind. So the second thing is to stay away from strong espresso shots, especially like capsule espressos and all of that stuff, and mostly stick to the more gentle drinks, for example like the Americano, or you can use like homemade French press with plenty of water. But for the most part, stay away from the espressos. That is very important. I know that the Americanos are actually espressos, but they're espressos in plenty of water, okay? And the third and most important thing, guys, is to stay away from moldy coffee or to stay away from coffees that contain mycotoxins, okay? Stay away from coffees that contain mycotoxins. Accordingly to many researchers, most of the coffees in the supermarkets have been positively tested for mycotoxins. There are 3 most common ways people get exposed to mycotoxins. The first one is by drinking moldy coffee, the second one is by consuming mycotoxin containing foods, the third one is by breathing near water damaged buildings and other moldy environments, okay? Even though a lot of people don't pay attention to it, it has been proven that the mycotoxins have very negative impact on many systems of the human body, and one of those systems is the nervous system. The ingestion of mycotoxins contribute to many mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, mood swings, irritability, seizures, poor memory, aggression, and of course brain fog. When consumed with other toxins, mycotoxins have synergistic effects, and that can contribute to a number of breathing problems including asthma. So if after drinking coffee you feel stressed out, you feel more anxious, you feel nervous, you feel like having panic attack, experiencing panic attack, you have the jitters or whatever, then most likely that coffee contains mycotoxins and you should definitely stay away from it. So yeah guys, this is basically everything I wanted to say in this video. In the next part of how to reduce stress and anxiety, I will give you some supplementation tips, and in one of my future videos I will probably dedicate whole video on that subject. I will show you how I like to hack my coffee, okay? It's not with MCTs, it's not with brain octane oil, it's not with grass-fed butter. I will show you my ways of hacking my coffee in order to potentiate the good effects of the coffee and actually suppress the negative effects, if I can put it like this. I believe that is the best way, especially for people who are into the intermittent fasting, into the real intermittent fasting, not like drinking butter during the fasted state, but like real intermittent fasting, 0 calorie. It is a 0 calorie drink, and I believe it's amazing. So I'll dedicate a whole video on that subject. And yeah, that is basically everything I wanted to say in this video. I hope you find the video helpful and useful. If so, please click on the thumbs up button down below. If you like the content, you can also feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also subscribe to my blog. By the way, if you want to find out more, I'll put a link in the description box to the full blog post on my website, that is Peteonthebeat.com. And yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up for now. I would like to thank you for watching another one of my videos. Hopefully I'll see you in my next one. And good luck reducing your stress and anxiety. Peace, and I'm out.